Jack Draper is getting disgustingly good at tennis. The 6'4", 23-year-old from Sutton, England, has had a rapid ascent in this past year. At the start of the 2024 season, Draper was ranked 61 in the world after an injury-riddled 2023 season. He first put his name on the map as a true top contender last year at the Queen's Club with a straight set win over two-time defending Wimbledon champion Carlitos Alcaraz. Draper then ended 2024 ranked number 15 in the world after a breakout semifinal performance at the 2024 US Open, where he lost to Sinner, a 250 title in Stuttgart, and a 500 title in Vienna. This past year, he has progressed his tennis even further, and he is starting to see some massive results. In February, he was a finalist to Rublev in the Doha 500. In March, he was the Indian Wells 1000 champion, with notable wins over Joao Fonseca, Taylor Fritz, Ben Shelton, Carlitos Alcaraz, and in the finals over Holger Rune. More recently, he made the Madrid 1000 finals, losing in 3 sets to Casper Ruud, but had notable dominant wins over Tommy Paul in the round of 16 and Lorenzo Musetti in the semifinals. Currently, he has risen to number 5 in the live rankings, and this year he is actually number 2 in the race to Turin, only behind Carlos Alcaraz. Draper has always possessed massive tennis potential with his game style, which features a monster serve coupled with an all-around aggressive baseline game and the athleticism to extend rallies defensively. He is a natural righty that plays left-handed, which essentially makes his backhand like a second forehand, similar to the, great Rafael Nadal. Draper is actually the only other lefty besides Nadal that has entered the ATP Top 5 since 2000. Jack has always flashed top tennis talent, but the crucial factor that has held him back so far in his career have been injuries and fitness concerns. In 2023, he dealt with an abdominal and shoulder injury. More recently this year, in the Australian Open round of 16, he had to retire against Carlos Alcaraz with a hip injury. The biggest improvement so far that we've seen in 2025 post-Australian Open is Draper's improved fitness and physicality on the court, and he has been reaping the benefits with some great results at some of the biggest ATP tournaments this year. No longer is his body breaking down later in tournaments, or he has to retire once he gets later in the matches after some grueling battles. We are finally seeing Draper's body hold up, and now that improved fitness has unlocked him to play up to his true potential. I personally would love watching Jack play tennis. He's still very young, and I think as his body develops even more, we're not going to see him leave the top 5 or top 10 anytime soon. I think with Taylor Fritz's poor form this year, it's only a matter of time before Draper takes over his number 4 ranking, and now we see Jack Draper own his own quarter at a Grand Slam. Draper is an all-surface player. He's a threat at every tournament all throughout the year. However, even with Draper's improved success this year, we have only seen Draper make one deep run at a slam at last year's 2024 US Open. I always say 2 out of 3 set matches are more like sprints, and 3 out of 5 set Grand Slam matches are more like marathons. I think Jack is going to prove that his body can hold up the grueling test of Grand Slams. But what Grand Slam do I think Jack Draper has the best chance to win at? I think he's going to be a threat for a deep run at all 4 slams. I think his game actually translates to clay more than people think. In past years, he hasn't had the clay results to back that up. But now that we're seeing him play his best tennis, he has proven at Madrid, maybe even here at Rome, that he is going to be a force on the surface. He can mix in high looping, heavy topspin forehands. He can flatten it out. He's got the big serve to set him up well in points. He's got the athleticism to grind out rallies when he wants to. His backhand holds up better than most lefties, being that natural righty. But winning Roland Garros is an absolute marathon. That's why we see guys like Alcaraz, Zverev, some absolute physical freaks have success last year at this tournament. Will Draper's body be able to hold up? This year, I don't have high expectations for him at Roland Garros. Maybe in future years, when he has that elite level endurance to sustain him for the full 2 weeks, I think he'll always be a threat at Roland Garros. Wimbledon is going to be a tough one for Jack to win. I think he has got the big serve. He's got the home crowd behind him. That also might put some pressure on the Brit to perform at Wimbledon, and sometimes those expectations aren't really good. But I think he is a threat to make a deep run at Wimbledon this year. That would be an incredible moment if Jack Draper becomes the first British player since Andy Murray to win a Wimbledon. But I think coming up at the end of the summer at this year's US Open, that will be Jack Draper's best chance to win a Grand Slam. The American hard courts allow his well-rounded game to shine. He has the serve to be effective. He has the first strike tennis. He has the side-to-side athleticism to bang with anybody from the baseline and the finishing power to end points on a hard court. We've already seen him have previous success at last year's US Open, making a semifinals run. And now I think if he gets to that stage, he's going to be even more prepared to take on a guy like Sinner or Alcaraz, who you're probably going to see that deep in a Grand Slam. If, like I predict, he takes over that number 4 ranking from Fritz, he's going to have a quarter all to himself, which always helps in the early rounds of Grand Slams. For the rest of his career, I think Draper is going to be a threat at every slams, but I do think his best chance to actually win one will be on the hard courts. But I don't think it's crazy to say anymore that besides Sinner and Alcaraz, I think actually Jack Draper is going to be one of the few names you mentioned next in the players that can actually win a Grand Slam going forward. All in all, though, with Draper's electric tennis and great personality, I think he's going to be a star in the tennis world for a long time. I think he's going to be an inspiration for a lot of players to see his massive ascent, maybe want to work hard to try to match that, but I'm really excited to see what kind of results Draper can put going forward for the rest of the year. Let me know down in the comments what slam you think Jack has the best chance to win at. And if you guys are enjoying our tennis content and want to see more videos going forward, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Keep double faulting out there, and let's go watch some tennis.